get a little bit more comfy because there's now like a little bed in the spare room. So hey guys, welcome back. My name's Kat. Today is going to be a fun video, but you are going to get serious Kat today. I'm not joking around. This is a serious video. You are getting thinking. Put your thinking hat on. You're gonna have food for thought at the end of this. I think I just butchered those two expressions. Anyways, let's get into it because I don't want to waste no time. So let's start off, okay? Imagine this. Imagine a world where everyone dresses the same, not because they want to, but because they feel like they has to. This isn't a dystopian future. It is a current reality shaped by online aesthetics. So I'm going to explain how the dominance of online aesthetics is undermining personal style, leading to a merged fashion culture. So these are the things that I'm going to cover. I'm going to talk about the definition of online aesthetics, their impact on personal style, some examples of current fashion trends, and the broader cultural implications. So the first bit, defining online aesthetics. So online aesthetics refer to the visually cohesive styles popularized by online trends, more specifically on social media. So these aesthetics are often marked by color palette, clothing items, lifestyle choices, and even products. And when I was getting some pictures for this video, I typed in on Pinterest clean girl aesthetic, and literally you do the same because the amount of products that came up whilst I was scrolling, crazy. So I'll give you some examples of this. Obviously we've got the mob wife aesthetic, you've got big fur coats, pearls or red heels. Then you've got cottage core with like floral, flowy dresses, straw hats, like, you know, all of that romanticizing your life vibes. And then obviously for clean girl, it's not just the outfits, but it's having the products too, which is like crazy. Like the impact on personal style. Now we need to remember that social media platforms do favor these current popular online aesthetics, which in turn obviously gains traction and, you know, gets you loads of followers and likes because you're up to date with the current trend, whatever, and you're obviously influencing a whole load of people to get all this stuff as well, even though we probably know it's not going to last. When everyone is chasing the same style expression, unique personal style does begin to diminish. Say for example, when everyone was on this gorp core look, and literally everywhere I looked I saw people dressing like this. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is when everything is highlighted, nothing is highlighted. So when everything's a trend, nothing's a trend. Current fashion trends. So there's brands like Shein and Zara that are quickly producing trendy items, which makes it so easy for consumers to mimic popular online aesthetics, but at the same time it's discouraging personal creativity. And that leads me on to cultural implications. Let's get into it. Fast fashion's rise due to online trends, it obviously contributes to environmental degradation or degradation, and also exploitative labour practices. Then you've got mental health. The pressure to conform can lead to anxiety, low self-esteem, and a constant need for validation. And then you've got identity crisis. Like, our future generations are obviously gonna struggle to develop a true sense of self because of the overwhelming influence of online aesthetics. They're probably thinking, like, where do I fit in? I mean, I remember in one of Emma Chamberlain's podcast ages ago, she said, you know, she might just go back to uniform, white t-shirt and jeans. And that kind of stuck in my head because I'm like, there must be some people out there who probably get so overwhelmed and so lost in who they actually are and what their style is, that are they just gonna result back to this, you know, white top and jeans uniform, which makes me really sad. Now, for me personally, I've always found this really confusing. Ever since I was little, I've always said I wake up and I see how I feel, and then however I feel is how I dress. And I joke about it because I still say the same thing today. You'll catch me, you know, one day I'll be stereotypically looking more, if you want to say boyish, whatever, football shirt, baggy jeans, like whatever, messy hair. And then literally the next week you'll see me with a bit of makeup on in an LBD, little black dress if you didn't know, and some heels. Or sometimes I want to go for, like, you guys know, like 70s is really my vibe. Cowboy boots, like proper be a 70s cowgirl, giddy up. and sometimes I want to put on my Arc'teryx jacket and go for a hike and be an outdoor girl. So like this is something I've always struggled with, but now as I'm getting older, I'm realizing like I don't need to put myself in a box, because if your personality isn't one flavor and isn't like one line, then why would what I wear be? Like there's so many layers to my personality and there's so many different people who I am. So why would I just dress for this one bit of me, you know? This is what I'm saying, food for thought for this one, guys. So there is another crisis that I wanted to talk about, and that is the negative impact of online aesthetics to young people. I mean, we've obviously got completely unrealistic beauty standards and even lifestyles, hence why I came off Instagram. Although because of this whole YouTube thing, I'm starting to realizing I might have to re-download it, which makes me sad, but I'm just gonna keep it on. Oh wait, what was I saying? Yeah, I've got I won't go into that, but I might whatever. That is a topic for another day. But I feel like having a healthy balance of social media probably doesn't exist, because no matter who you are, there's always going to be someone that you think is prettier than you, that you think is more creative than you, that you think can dress better than you. So it's really hard to like be in your own lane. But not a lot of people talk about the ugly side of it. And I wanted to mention a point that Chisholm said in her YouTube video. I found such a good point, and obviously I had to mention her. Now, obviously, a lot of aesthetics come from an actual culture or an actual, I don't know, like say mob wife aesthetic, you know, like, yeah, I'm not going to go into it, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. It's like, it comes from actual gangsters' wives, I guess, or, you know, like that is actually the vibe, or however many years ago. And we've like kind of, romanticized it and made it this new thing. But one aesthetic I wanted to mention is the clean girl aesthetic and its racial exclusion. The clean girl aesthetic and why it's so problematic. Let's get into it. Now, the clean girl aesthetic is characterized by minimal makeup, sleek hairstyles, and a polished, effortless, sleek look. But this is usually depicted from women of traits that are more attainable, i.e. long, blonde, sleek, white woman hair. This exclusionary representation fails to consider the diverse beauty features of women of other races. I mean, let's not beat around the bush, particularly black women's hair, whose hair textures are most definitely not accommodated by this aesthetic. And it's so silly to me that an aesthetic can be depicted by, oh, you don't have this hair type, that means you probably won't be able to fit in the aesthetic. Oh, you don't have this Sol de Janeiro 301 207 spray, oh, you can't fit in it. It's like, why does an aesthetic has to be something that actually physically, literally is unattainable? So consequently, this has obviously forced exclusion from those who don't fit the mold, and definitely reinforces like racial bias into the beauty standard world. But honestly, I thought I had to mention that one. I never have liked clean girl aesthetic and this quiet luxury aesthetic, because it's not me. I'm a messy girl. Like, you know, firstly, it's not my vibe. And secondly, it's so extremely problematic. This Gorp core is one thing, but when it gets to the point of racial exclusion and just things that are completely unattainable, it's like, how can we really call it aesthetic? And honestly, people that like channel this aesthetic and preach this aesthetic, to me, it's just the biggest ick and the biggest like, ugh, like, come on, like, let's actually get with it. Anyways, rant over. On to the next one. Encouraging personal style. So instead of relying on social media, I've actually got a video probably coming out in the next week or so. I'm going to be talking about all the places that I find like fashion inspo from, which is such a good video. Like, I'm talking proper personal. I'm not talking general in that video. I'm talking like proper personal, specific people, specific things. So stay tuned for that, because I feel like if you like this video, you'll definitely like that video. But as I was saying, you can find inspiration through a lot of places, like through the people you associate with, festivals, thrift shops, so many different places, and even what the people around you are interested in, what your friends are interested in, what your families are interested in, what your dog is interested in. Like, you can actually get inspo everywhere, genuinely. So here's my conclusion. Call to action. I'm gonna sound like a preacher, but just let me be a preacher for a minute. Challenge yourself to break free from the mold, discover and embrace your personal style. Although you can't embrace your personal style if you don't know your personal style. So get to know, learn more about yourself, and maybe even think about coming off social media for a while. Celebrate your uniqueness in a world that increasingly values, what's the word? Uniformity, unformity. See, this is the thing about these videos, like I can actually talk deep, and I'm an extremely deep person, and I love a deep chat, and I have the big words there in my head, but I just don't know how to use them in the right way, or all these little what's it called? Examples, no, phrases, expressions. Exhibit A. But true style is more than just following trends. It's about expressing who you are without compromise. I have an expression that I get taken the mick out of from people that know me. I say, at least I'm not boring. Like, I've literally said it my whole life. Oh yeah, like, what is that outfit? Oh, like, why did you do that? At least I'm not boring. Being boring is my biggest fear. At least I'm not boring. And that's the same with this. As I say, don't be a sheep. Although with that being said and done, if boring is you, then be boring. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do like doing a deep dive video, so please let me know if you enjoyed it. And, you know, I can be a chatty, informative girl when I need to. But please let me know what you guys think, because I touched on a lot of topics in this video. If you haven't watched my video from yesterday, go and watch it. I'm styling outfits and you want to see that. And also, if you're not subscribed already, please make sure you subscribe, because why would you not? I will see you every Sunday with a video, and maybe on a Monday or Tuesday as well, if you're lucky. Anyways, bye. Love you.